Hi, I'm Matt Ferrero, and I'm a first-year engineering student at the University of Notre Dame. And today I'm going to be talking about luxury car brands and their advertising. So just a little background on myself. My family has a long history of owning car dealerships, and we actually owned a race team at one point. So one thing that was always talked about, whether at Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner, was car sales. So we always talk about, my grandpa would be talking about, okay, how can we sell more cars? What do consumers want? Like when a customer walks in the door, what are they going to want to hear so that they'll buy our new car? So this idea was always running through my mind, and I was always thinking about what consumers would want when they're thinking about buying a new car. So basically the general idea in business is that manufacturers center their ads around what customers want. So say customers want the fastest car in the business. Manufacturers that want to target that audience are going to focus their advertisements on how fast their car is. That's the general premises. So in the luxury car brand industry, BMW is one of the leaders throughout the market. So they're always focusing on technology because in today's society, consumers are looking for the latest technology in their car, especially within this audience. So BMW has just released the 2016 7 Series sedan, which has all their latest technology. They put everything they had into this car. Every single technology is available. One of the technologies is what they call heads-up display. So this allows the driver to see how fast they're going and the navigation directly on the windshield in front of them so that they don't have to take their eyes off of the road. This it makes it much easier not to get lost. So when you have to look down at the navigation system, you might not be able to look where you're going. So when it's right in front of you, you can always see how fast you're going and where the next turn is. Another system that they've added to this car was the headlights. These headlights adapt to the turning of the steering wheel. So you turn the steering wheel, the headlights will turn so that you can see better where you were turning. And they also adjust for, if it sees an oncoming car, it will turn the high beams off so as not to temporarily blind other drivers. So this just allows the driver to not even have to think about that anymore. All they have to think about now is just driving the car, not turning their headlights on and off. So this market also consists of a lot of people, since it's a market where a lot of people are well established economically, many of these people actually prefer to be chauffeured, so they have drivers. So BMW needed to think about, okay, how can we appeal to these people as well? So they thought, okay, well these people are going to be sitting in the back seats. So they thought, okay, we need to make the back seats as comfortable as the front seats. So they added what they call the touch command tablet. This touch command allows the person who's being chauffeured to adjust temperature, seat settings, and just other general environmental, control their environment just with the touch of the finger from the back seat. They can also answer calls and change the temperature with just a wave of their hand. This is what they call gesture control. So BMW really has to think about their audience. And this audience is well-established economic people. And in today's society, that really is baby boomers. These people have been working for a long time in their lives and have developed enough money to purchase these cars, because these cars tend to be pretty expensive. So when they're thinking about their ads, they need to think about their customer and what audience they're trying to target. So now I'm talking about just a few of the leaders in the industry. So we have BMW, Audi, and Lexus. So BMW tends to be the leader in the market, whereas Audi and Lexus are competitors, but BMW is usually on top. So these markets, these manufacturers are going to think about what their consumers want, in this case, the latest technology. Not only put this in their car, but center their ads around this so that their consumers know that these technologies are available. So BMW actually has just released a new wave of advertisements that centers around the technology that they added. So these new advertisements they use metaphors to show the new technology. So in this case, they added a tire pressure monitor within the cars that updates rotates the driver if they have a flat tire or if the pressure is just running low. So in this case, they show a blood pressure monitor around the tire as if it's their new technology. So really they're just trying to inform their consumers about the technology that's available in their cars. This is another example. This is a BMW brochure actually that highlights the new technology in the 2016 7 Series. So if you look at this ad, I would say about 60% of the ad is focused on just the general car. There's a few pictures of the exterior of the car and the interior of the car so that consumers are aware of what the car is going to look like and what the inside is going to look like. But then 30% of the entire ad, which is a pretty big amount to focus on such a small thing, is solely based on technology. So in the bottom left, we have this subheading, which is BMW Connected Drive and Equipment Highlights. So in this section, they focus these 4 pictures on their new technology in their car. So here's the heads-up display, which shows the navigation and the speed directly in front of the driver. And then we also have the new headlights. So what this is doing is they're showing their consumer what these technologies are going to look like in the car, and it allows them to get a feel for what it's going to be like to use these technologies and what capabilities these technologies have. In the other corner, they talk about the innovative functions. So this subheading is clear what they're focusing on, innovation. So in this case, they talk about the new key, which allows the driver to change the temperature within the car, even if they're not in the car. And it can actually park itself in a garage, just using the key if you're not in the car. So then it also shows the touch command, which allows the consumer to see that if they were sitting in the back seat, that they would be able to control their environment just with the touch of a finger. So it shows them that BMW is focusing on this, that this is important to them as well as to the consumers. So the consumers are going to look for a prestigious brand that is also innovating these new technologies and is concerned with what the consumers want. On the other hand, so this is an older advertisement. This is from 2 years ago. This is another BMW ad to show the change. So in the other ad, we had 30% solely based on technology. This is only based on the specifications of the car and how fast the car is. So this is appealing to the thrill of driving a new BMW, whereas the other ad is showing, okay, what technologies are available. So in the other ad, we're thinking about, okay, what technologies are available, not really anything about the car itself. So, I mean, the consumers are so concerned with technology that the manufacturers are focusing their ads just on technology, or not just on technology, but also on the car in general, focusing mainly on technology, that they know that the consumers are looking for this technology, so they're going to focus their advertisements on this instead of how fast their car is or how well it drives. So they're not even concerned with the car in general, just basically the technology that's available in these cars. So Lexus actually has fallen behind the industry. They're almost known as the old man car now because they have not changed their advertising. They do have the new technologies available, but they haven't released new advertisements that highlight these technologies. So consumers don't see these advertisements and focus on the technology that's available in these cars. They're just thinking about, okay, what brands do I know that have the newest technology? And that's BMW, because they see these ads everywhere focusing on the technology. So it's such a big problem that actually surveys show that as many as 1 in 5 people would switch car brands if the car that they wanted did not have the newest technology. So that's 20% of the market. If these consumers want to not lose 20% of the market, they need to advertise their technology and show this to consumers.